Hello, and welcome to Cast.live. This is Catalysis, where we look into projects on the Catalyst Fund. The Catalyst Fund is it's this little awesome project within Cardano, where basically the treasury within the Cardano ecosystem gets to fund a bunch of really interesting and weird proposals that the community members actually bring to the community, propose basically. At the moment the treasury itself has, I think, well over 100 million US dollars equivalent of ADA in it, and that's just sort of increasing right now. Mind you, there's billions of dollars or dollar equivalent going through the system. So it makes sense that it's been able to amass around 100 million, and that's just gradually increasing. At the moment, the funds are kind of getting a little bit by bit of what the hell, apparently 17 people watching me on. That can't be right. If it is, hello, thank you for turning up. As I was saying, so there's 100 million USD equivalent within the actual treasury itself, and part of that, bit by bit, gets given in different funds as we sort of evolve. So Fund 2, we had 250,000. And then now we have 500,000. So anyway, we're not going to dwell too much on that. We'll just actually quickly move on so that we can get to the awesome bits. So here we go. So here we have an awesome little bit of work that a community member did. Daniel, or otherwise known as CryptoFay on Twitter and Reddit, I believe, as well. So he did this. So this is a copy of his spreadsheet, which has a whole bunch of stuff. He's categorized all the projects or proposals as well as listed them, and he's put the link into it. So this is a copy, and the link to this one is in the description. So yeah, if you want to check that out, just go ahead and do so. Right, so as I said, we're going to be looking into the social networks, the proposals for social networks that have been put on. So yeah, let's just actually jump into it. So there's basically 5 of them. So this shouldn't last too long. Should be a quick one. And yeah, again, this is just sort of first impressions, looking at the problem and the solution. Whilst that loads, let's take a quick. Okay, wow. Okay, starting with the big one from Codex Data, OCG. Boom. Okay, decentralized social media platform. Right. There's been a whole bunch of conversations. Actually, if I quickly jump back to this, one of the just 4. I could have sworn that there was a lot more. Okay, never mind. Okay, so problem statement. People should be able to speak freely on the internet. Centralized services like Twitter control what content can be shared and by whom. Solution. Create... Wait, I feel weird about what direction. There we go. Yeah, the framing was a little bit weird. Solution. Create a decentralized, public, permissionless social media platform that ensures freedom of speech and data sovereignty. Yeah, on the surface, it's a really cool idea. Although I feel like the first thing that jumps to mind is more often than not, like, social networks tend to be around a specific sort of affinity, right? Like, or they have something particularly special, right? With Facebook, it started like in dorms, etc. So like that was quite a specific niche group of people, and then it was able to grow out from that. Twitter, right? The limitation. Snapchat, right? The ephemeral nature of it. TikTok or Musically that became TikTok, that had the music thing, and then they realized all these different things that made it to grow into what it is now today, right? Okay, what just happened there? That was a bit of a weird glitch. Okay, yeah, so that's that. Shall we actually make sense for us to just quickly have a look at how much they are asking for? Can I actually do that on here? Yeah, I suppose I can. There we go. Yeah, they're asking for 100,000, so that's around 40% of what's available. So 250 of the half and half, right? So it's 500k that's available. There's 2 challenges, each gets 250, so that makes 40% with the 100,000, give or take. Right, so that's that. Decentralized, yeah, and this website actually, I realized halfway through, like, oh man, I forgot to the website. Yeah, it's cardano.ideascale.com. Yeah, go over and check it out. Okay, now Cardano Central from Matthew Jones 8. Problem: no dedicated all-encompassing social media sharing platform exists just for Cardano users. Actually, this isn't true. Maybe this person just hasn't looked around. Cardano 24 existed, or maybe still exists. There's been some weird copyright name things going on with that, from what I understand. But yeah, a place for folks. We could have a another place. Okay. Solution: Cardano Central will be a custom and entirely unique social network, 100% dedicated to the Cardano community. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this has probably been brought to this person's attention by this point. So maybe if we went down into the comments or something, I should tell you what. Let's just quickly do that and see whether or not two comments, whether this has been brought to this person's attention. Ooh, why is it jumping all over the place? Oh, this is a long comment. Propose adding a bridge to existing platforms. Okay, this person's just suggesting how this proposal could be better implemented in their opinion. Okay, hi Matt, this is an existing site, Cardano Central. Is this your site? Well, you're looking to expand. Okay, yeah, no one for some reason has actually so far mentioned to them that Cardano 24 has existed. Well, the 24 it's had different names, and I think it's gonna have a different name now. Now that the whole Cardano Foundation thing, with them sort of, I believe, there's been some quibbles about them using the word Cardano, which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, I'm not gonna go on my whole rant on that just yet, or today for now. Dan Martino, Inu, or is it Ainu? Ainu. .social, NFT social media. Problem statement: social media users / content creators are the product, but disproportionately receive less of the value generated due to the ad revenue model. Yeah. Solution: create a platform that uses non-fungible tokens to turn all content into collectibles and incentivize users to own / promote them. Okay. I feel like there's like this kind of notion that NFTs somehow solve everything. It's like the silver bullet, just NFT everything. And yeah, I suppose, yeah, we'll come to see whether that will actually be a thing. But my inkling is that it won't, because majority of things are just sort of utilities. They're not like unique assets, right? And the nature of an NFT is a unique asset. So I mean, imagine if everything on, say, your Twitter stream or Facebook page was an NFT, right? It just wouldn't work. If everything is unique slash special, then nothing is, right? So whilst I do like the idea of rethinking the ad revenue model, right? The attention economy, yeah, that's definitely broken. Not entirely sure that I'm sold on this solution, right? Yeah, I've got obviously my own thoughts on NFTs, and that's obviously factoring into this particular, my opinion in this particular case. Okay, right, so next one from Love Groove George. Serve network professional profiles. LinkedIn have a monopoly power over professionals' data that gives them an unfair capture of the value created by the professionals. Solution. Self-sovereign, no, wrong direction, there we go. Yeah. Self-sovereign professionals, self-sovereign professional profile that links to protocols and services. Any value gained from linking the data is paid to the user. Yeah. Like, yeah, once you have a did, like, yeah, in a way, yeah, this feels like quite a natural and obvious thing. And the nature of what a professional means is gonna fundamentally change. Like, everyone is now gonna, be a professional, right? Because from my perspective, I believe like education and employment are just gonna blend into one thing, right? So people are gonna be earning and learning simultaneously, right? Because now, like, we have the technology to actually do that, right? And that's also like what I believe a healthier market actually is, and the natural way that the world actually operates, right? Life is conversational. It's not like, oh, you breathe for a whole day and then you don't breathe for like I don't know, like a whole other day. It's give take. It's this kind of continuous lovely thing. Okay, now, and the last but not least one by Martinez75. Communication without barriers. This one isn't reserved, but we shall cover it nonetheless. Problem. Communicate without barriers. No SIM cards. All you need is an address and a mobile or other smart device with internet access. Okay, solution. Yeah, that wasn't much of a problem. Like, I've come across a few proposals that do this, where they communicate what they write in the problem field is not actually a problem, and that's the case here. Anyway, nonetheless, moving on. Solution. Now everyone must pay for mobile plan, SIM usage, communication with mobile phones without SIM cards. Mobile operators will not be needed. Okay, and I get a sense that this person's first language isn't English, just from the sort of grammar structure, which is another kind of issue that we've in a way been having with again, it's still experimental, right? That we've been having with idea scale and this particular execution, where if you speak a different language, it's a bit difficult for you to actually put forward a proposal. So, for example, in the last FUND3, there was some really interesting and rich stuff from like Japan, but because the Google translation from Japanese to English was really not that good, it was then really difficult for an English speaker to be able to make much sense of the proposal. And the same thing I would assume, right? If the system is having problems translating Japanese into English, chances are is having a similar effect, right? So a whole bunch of Japanese people are really not understanding, the majority of English written proposals, right? So, but then, hey, man, it's still early days, and like that's an opportunity to actually, improve on this. Yeah, so that actually brings us to the end. Yeah, I hope you learned something from this quick bit of, just kind of going through all of these. Yeah, social networks. We definitely need, one of the thing that I like saying is crypto unlocks three key fundamental things. The first is communication, right? A good example is on a browser, right? When you do internet banking, etc., that communication back and forth, or when you send a WhatsApp message, or at least maybe used to. Now that Facebook has got involved, it's got all kinds of weird. But yeah, so like a safe channel, right? Crypto allows for that in communication. The other is collaboration, right? So you first have to be able to talk, and then you can then, be able to collaborate, because of this third bit, right? Compensation. People are able to, in a way, have something at stake and be able to know, oh, so if we collaborate, I'm going to be able to actually like get something from it, right? I'm going to be able to be compensated, right? So it's not just okay, it's not enough for us to be able to communicate, right, safely, and to use cryptography, to use this technology that creates secrets to be able to communicate. It's not enough for us to do that. We have to additionally be able to collaborate, right? Because that's how value gets created. But then to close that loop, we need compensation. So communication is very much key. And so social networks and just, the social fabric is super important. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining me. And yeah, I shall be jumping over to the next category. I have no idea which one it is. Yeah, I'll figure it out next. But yeah, hope this is somewhat insightful for you. Social networks. See you in a bit.